I think that's working. That's probably working. I'm going to go grab a cup of tea. So, good morning. Good afternoon. And it's 3:30 p.m. UTC for me. Oh, what time is... Oh, we don't have a Star Citizen. Sorry, that broke people's ears. We don't have a Star Citizen live today. We've got a Star Citizen calling all devs, haven't we? So, right. Oh, BRB. here. And me. Ooh! Nice. Oh. Bad green screen. What? No, bad green screen. What? No, no. Oh, no. We're good? It's fine? I'm alive. Oh. Welcome, Bang the Norse. What? Is that a command or a statement? Right, we'll start in a couple of seconds. I'm just going to sip this coffee. Have a couple of sips. And then we'll be good to go. If you'd like to ask a question during the live stream, question in brackets, that's what the sort of stream's about. We have a bit of a chat. You go, hey, Bored, do you know anything about this? And I go, yeah, I reckon it'll be a good feature. Next question. And occasionally I get some money. Occasionally people donate. It's the same as money. Some people subscribe. And, I mean, I've just realised I don't really provide any form of service to anyone. Oh. But, I appreciate the love. You can click on here. Yeah, hi. How's it going? What are people up to? I can't see what you're up to or reply. Well, I can reply to you, but maybe not individually. Well, maybe, I don't know. Oh, I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to go to the Twitter and the Discord and go that I'm streaming. I'm streaming, mofos. Motros, mother truckers. Motos. No, we'll go for mofos. Come say hi. HTTP colon colon / twitch.tv / the BoredGamer. It's not even the BoredGamer. I meant. Bam, easy game. That's good. Let's close that. Oh, that's some secrets that I'm not supposed to disclose. Naughty little secrets. Let's go to Twitter. I'm streaming Star Citizen stuff. My foes, come say hi. Hashtag BoredGamer. Hashtag Star Citizen. Easy. Nice. I've got an itchy nose. Yeah, so hi. How's it going? You doing well? Hope you're good. Why isn't my mini feed working? Why aren't you populating my mini feed? What do I pay you for, Streamlabs? Oh. And we might have to go old school on this. Accept cookies. We're going old school. We're going old school. It's fine. I just have to have the chat up on everything separately and go back and forth. Yeah, I'll be fine. So yeah, 3.12.1's the current patch, but I think everyone and their dog is now waiting and getting ready for 3.13. And we saw some little bits of that in the Star Citizen, inside Star Citizen, where it looked at the guns. Pew, 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 pew. Some mounted guns. It had some docking, and it had some trolley pushing. So let me bring some of this up because it was actually pretty cool and quite silly, which is sort of what I want. Star Citizen. Inside try push and pull. Boop. So let's chuck this on the main screen. I've done streams before. I know what I'm doing. There we go. So, got mounted guns now. I assume it's mounted guns that's going to be here. Oh no, this is forced reactions. We've got some forced reactions. We've got staggers now, so you momentarily lose control of your character. In 3.13, when you take a hit that's big enough to like knock you back, but not big enough to knock you over, is the idea. We've got big old gun turrets as well. This beautiful bearded man. We've got gun turrets. Just Gatling guns and 3.13, but basically the Valkyrie guns that are similar, they're using the ship turret system. They wanted something that's actually using its own system for being more like physically accurate and feel a bit more interesting and have a better player experience for the actual user. So you'll see these just on the ground. I say on the ground. You'll see these emplacements around certain areas to help defend them. Is the idea. See what happens for 3.13. If there's missions and reasons to have them, that will be useful. If there's not, then well, I suppose they're cool, but not really super effective. So what else did we have? Oh, the trolley stuff is amazing. So this is potentially my favourite feature of 3.13 now. Trolley pushing. So think of all the missions. This is technically a vehicle, okay, when you attach yourself to this. Can two of us be moving this trolley at the same time? The silly races that you'll be able to do. But the idea is you load them up with cargo or cargo or items or whatever, and move the stuff around. That's the idea. But this allows for lots of similar things and lots of puzzle items and lots of pulling and pushing of lots and lots of different things as well. But yeah, CNA threat mission. Well, been a bit quicker if we could have loaded everything onto a trolley, and then moved the trolley. Maybe you can see like a ladder to get into a ship here as well. Things like that. I think it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool tech. I think it's going to be a good laugh. What else did we have? Oh, so we've got is this the hospital? Oh no, this is ship to station docking. So we've got ship to station docking, which is currently being polished. That's cool. It's great. Some new harvestables in 3.13. That's awesome. Lyria is getting a focus for some of the planetary improvements now, but expect to see planetary improvements elsewhere as well. Hurston getting some more beachy and sea-esque assets, so barnacles and coral and things like that. Got updates to the homesteads for NPCs. My feed is dead, so I can't see necessarily if people have donated or subbed, so apologies. We're going old school today. I'll keep on apologising for it. And then we've got some of the sort of little components for homesteads so that people can live there. Got garages as well. And now, these are mainly for NPCs to start with, but they did talk about little hab areas for players as well there. And they are working towards player basing too, so it is a step towards that. Anything else super... Oh, I liked the materials exploration that they were doing. And then we've got hospitals. So, hospital by New Babbage. Just under the hab area there. Spire Grand, I think it's called. Yeah, so just the white box for the hospital, and then we've also got white box for the hospital at Horizon as well. Oh, so this is actually something I want to show full screen. So, the new Turbulent-headed studio is building out gameplay area and new assets, star systems, planets. So, how do you get 100 plus star systems in Star Citizen in a timely manner? Well, you build a studio that's dedicated to or focused on building that content out. And one of their warm-up tasks that they did and how they sort of show off some of their tech to new hires is, well, they've taken the Javelin wreck on Daymar and they've improved it somewhat and started using it for other things. So maybe we'll get an update to this on Daymar with that Javelin wreck. Maybe they'll use it elsewhere. Maybe it will be ripped apart and put in other bits. Maybe it will just be a warm-up task, which is what it was labelled, warm-up task. But I thought this was pretty impressive. Because giving that wreck function That's cool. That's good. Because previously it was just an asset that they made for one of the demos, the Planetary Tech demo, that they went, actually, we'll put it in game as like an Easter egg. And now it's got a bit more than that. Now they're starting to think about what they can do with some of these assets. So that was completed in December, and really looking forward to see what their teams can do from Turbulent, because they need to be building loads of stuff like this out. Thousands and thousands of things like this, or hundreds, and the planets with the tool sets and the star systems with the tool sets. Their gameplay area, basically, for the most part. It's not entirely just them doing that, but it does allow them to get a lot of that stuff done. Yeah, really excited for that, and the stuff they're going to bring this year. Boop. Yeah, I really liked that Inside Star Citizen. I like sprint reports, and when they go over loads of different topics, for sure. At 7 minutes 48 in Inside Star Citizen, is that a new Crusader, or am I speculating wrong? Are you talking about the gas giant planet in the background that people are like, what is that planet? I assumed it was the updated asset for Crusader. So 7 minutes 48. We can bring this up. 48, you say? 7:48. So yeah, it's see here. I believe that is a gas giant. I believe that is the updated Crusader, and that would be my expectation. And yeah, so it looks like here we're probably on an icy moon near Crusader. Yeah, it's almost certainly Crusader in my opinion. Montreal studio work on the Javelin wreck. Will they just put that in anyway? I'm hoping so, Jag. I'm hoping they update it. I mean, they're obviously going to... Planetary Tech's going to evolve somewhat still. I mean, it's not going to hugely go mad, but it's going to evolve somewhat still, and probably some of the Planetary Generation stuff. So I would expect the Javelin wreck to get updates anyway, but they'll make use of Javelin wrecks and other wrecks in similar fashions, whatever. I hope they put that in, though, sort of as it is soon, but I suspect it'll get a bit more evolved, and they'll use it. Is this how you wanted questions presented? Yes, it is. Question: when do trolleys go on sale? Oh my god. They should be available in-game. But from where? How do you buy and equip them? That's a good question, isn't it? Like, you can't pull them out of your inventory, surely. You'd have to spawn them like a vehicle? Or maybe they're going to be part of the ship, vehicle and ship spawning? Because we've got the P-52, P-72 spawning as an attachment on the Constellations now. But how do you get the trolleys? Do you just take them? That's weird. So maybe you add them to your ships and vehicles like attachment points inside the cargo hold. Maybe you bind them. Or maybe you just move them. Maybe you find them. Maybe you just find them. They just keep on spawning in. We'll have to wait and see with that, for sure. Oh. Trolley, why wheels and not hover? Because the wheels are cool. Okay? Little hover trolleys, probably have them as well. Do you have any rough estimates when we'll have player homes? No, it'll be slowly phased in. So what we'll get this year, we'll get the new colonial homesteads. The colonialism homesteads. So that's more for NPCs, but they did talk about also having player hab areas there. And then with physical inventory coming online and more persistence, you'll get the ability to customize these further and store your stuff there. Oh, will trolleys come with lifetime insurance? I hate you. I don't. I love you. You know I do. New star map and ship UI that was teased 2 years ago. When can we expect those by your estimate? So they're building a new star map currently for the Mobileglass app, and a much more robust one, and general mini-maps in general for the game. So don't know when they're coming. Would expect them this year. Ship UI, they keep on evolving the ship UI as it is. Your Some of them will be updated in the next few months to the new systems. You should be seeing that already. It's different from what was showed 2 years ago, though. That stuff was more exploratory. What else have we got? Boop. Boop. Bored, good on all your Star Citizen content. Here's hoping 21 is the year for this game. I love Star Citizen. I'm happy to keep on covering its news, whether it's the year for it or not. I appreciate all the love. Thank you, thank you. Yoite Jinjukai. Jujinkai. Why can't I ever say your name? Why is my brain broken? Who knows? How many PK penguins do you think you can fit on the trolley? Dozens and dozens. You have to pile them up. No bitching and whining this time. Do you want some bitching and whining, John Evans? Because I can. I mean, I'm pretty good. It's one of my special skills is bitching and whining, actually. Will naming your ship only gonna stay for pledge ships? Are there plans to have it go in game for purchase ships as well? Okay, so ship naming is coming in 3.13. You'll start to be able to name your ships, however, from March 1st, and it's only going to be in the first iteration for 3.13 for the Carrack, for the 600i, for the 890 jump. I'm going to have to bring up the list to not get it wrong. Bear with me. Ship name incoming. So they said, later they said the Carrack, but the Carrack, oh, they definitely added the Carrack to the list now. Carrack, Hammerhead, Reclaimer, Mercury Starrunner, 600i, 890 jump. So all those ships will be able to be named, starting from March the 1st. And I say starting from March the 1st, so it comes in waves. And let me show you this on screen. So it comes in waves when you'll be able to name your ships. 4 waves, March the 1st, and then every week. So March 8th, March 15th, and March 22nd, based on when you pledge for the ship. So concept pledges and golden ticket holders, they come in wave 1 with March 1st, and then the last wave, wave 4, is for people for 2020 and 2021 pledges, for the most part, to name their ships. So bear that in mind. And the date of your pledge, well, the date that you last interacted with that pledge, I believe, whether you upgraded it or bought it back, is when it's counted that you bought that ship. So bear that in mind as well. But basically, ship names are unique to a hull. So you can't have, no one in the game can have another 100i called Bigger Stickers. Yeah? Don't know why my mind went there, but it did. But you can have multiple ships called that. You just can't have the same hull, so you can't have another 100i. You could have a 125A, potentially, called the same. Bam. But once someone's taken that, that takes the name out of the pool for ships. And those names don't go back into the pool unless that ship is upgraded, because that basically deletes the name. And when it's upgraded, or the ship is melted. All the ship's names change, because you can change the name as many times as you want currently. Although they want the ship's names to be meaningful, so I suspect they will lock that at some point. Yeah. Only for those 6 ships to start with for 3.13, and then they're doing it in waves, so that people that pledged early can grab the names that they want. My original pledge was in 2016, so on my first wave, depends what ship it's for. Yeah? First wave, if you got it as a concept pledge, the ship, so as a concept ship, as the first time it went on concept sale, then you're in wave 1, or if you're a golden ticket holder. Bam. How is Sin? Sin's good. She was ill the other day. She's complaining to me about her needing a new chair. So that's what the donation goal is for currently. If anyone wants to donate any money to Star Citizen, to Star Citizen, give it to me instead. To BoredGamer, that's what donations and super chats and stuff like that will go into for the next few weeks. She wants this. She said to me, "Oh, do you wanna buy me a chair?" And I went, "Oh, not really." and I was like, "Oh, maybe. What are you getting?" She went, "I want a Herman Miller like yours." I was like, "Pfft, they're pretty expensive." And then she went, "Actually, I want this embodied chair." And I was like £1,000. And she really genuinely wants it, and she does sit down for most of the day doing videos for me. So, I thought maybe help her out. We'll get other people to help her out. I'm a monster. I'm so sorry. Thank you though. I appreciate the love. When physical inventory is online, does it mean like a natural point? Does it seem like a natural point to do a partial reset? It's hard to tell Cloud Imperium's logic and reasoning for doing resets, because we can't see when they need to do them. It depends if the database stuff changes. So if they need to wipe, they will. It's hard to work that out when that is. It could be, obviously, when it goes from alpha to beta and beta to live. That makes sense for them to wipe. And when they do major database changes. So when they move over to server meshing, that seems likely to me, but not 100%. It might be that they can easily copy stuff across. Thank you so much. I appreciate the donation. Oh, you star. Love you too, bro. Is it Joe Beastmaster? Is that your name? I can't see it. It's so tiny on my screen. My feed's dead, so I can't see any of what's going on. It's making me sad. But yeah, thank you so much. Oh, you star. So physical inventories do seem like a, because I suspect that will come with a lot of the iCache goodness. They do seem like a logical place to have a reset if they needed one, but it's possible they can just copy that stuff across. It's possible that it's so easy for them to copy across now that they don't need to do a database reset. In the same way, even if they move over to something else. So, tell me about the naming plight for those who have melted and repurchased ships throughout the years. You're in the wave based on when you repurchased. It's not the original, it's when you repurchased. If you've got a really old pledge that you upgraded to a new ship, it's when you upgraded it. That's what it counts. Yeah? Thank you so much. Broggy! Broggy. People donate to Sin! Bloody Zin's chair. Thank you very much. Very much appreciated. I suspect she will be very happy. I'll try and drag her in later. She's at work. So Zin at the moment, when she's not got a specific task from me, she's exploring lore videos at the moment. And I basically got her looking at the Galactopedia. Oh, you flipping monster. Oh, you star.
Seems good.
Long live Quebec. I appreciate the hustle. Thank you so much, sir. Oh, you monster. I'll make sure we take pictures of the chair, and Zin can sort of pose in the chair in a non-sexy fashion, because at BoredGamer we're all about non-sexy. Thank you very much for that sub, Kaniak 89. Thank you so much, sir. Very much appreciated. So ship naming, it's when you repurchased it, or it's when you upgraded it. Your last interaction with that package, basically. Can I name all my ships Hanny? As he will pay for them. I don't know this joke. Well, you keep on saying this. You come in mincy. Cock. Oh. You're a monster, but I love you. If I recall, your last speculation on beta was around 2023. Has your opinion changed? More likely end of 2024 if we're being optimistic. Yeah? So yes, it has. And it will keep on. Mate, I will delay my expectations. But eventually, ship naming will be in-game for you to be able to change the name of your ships in-game. Please remember that. So at the moment, it's external. It's from the website. You've got to change your ship names from the website. And that is not ideal. And we know that the ship names are going to be written on the hulls. I'm expecting that also to appear on the UI, even if you have to scan for it as well. In the future, there will be player-facing customization in-game for ship names for all ships. And I would expect that they'll have the external system they've got at the moment rolling out to all ships relatively quickly. I'm going to grab a water. Bear with me 1 second. Rawr. No! It's not actually a bear. Don't worry. Hi. Ship naming. When it is said that a name will be back into circulation, this is when someone melts a ship, not the crash, and have to claim. That would be unreasonable, yeah? So, short term at the very least, or mid-term, or currently, the only time names are put back into circulation for ships is when you melt the ship on your account, upgrade the ship on your account, and gift the ship away. Actually, no. Gifting the ship, the name stays on the ship as it moves. If you upgrade the ship, if you melt the ship, that's when the name goes back into the pool, or change the name. So bear that in mind, and it's instantly put back into the pool. In the future, I'm interested to know what Cloud Imperium want to do. So you've got your ship, yeah? You've got your ship. So the game's live, let's say, in the future. You've got your ship. Your ship's flying around, yeah? This is the USS GTFO, yeah? And it gets blown up. And you claim on it. You claim on that ship. Now, do you keep the name on the new ship? It's an entirely new ship with a new serial number, isn't it? Because it's a new ship that had to be built, that has to come to you. It's a different ship, technically. Do you lose the name? Because that's an interesting one. Maybe you can pay for insurance to keep the name, but it'll be interesting if you do lose the name when the ship explodes and you have to reclaim it, because then people will target ships of specific names for hits so that they can get the ship name. So you will literally have people going, yeah, we found the Enterprise. Get ready to change your ship name. And they'll attack them, destroy them, and then change the ship name. So that will be really interesting to see in the future. Obviously, at the moment, it's done externally, and you don't have to worry about that. But it's nice to know, it's nice to talk about where Cloud Imperium might go with it. You see what I mean? You're right, Noobifier. So Noobifire's had some terrible problems with his YouTube channel. He's obviously he's in deployment in Kuwait at the moment. He is a Canadian military officer, and he has been either locked out of his YouTube account at times and Gmail, or they've been sort of like assuming that any uploads that he's done are suspicious and sort of like silencing them so people can't see them. And Noobify just wants to make Star Citizen content so people can watch it as a hobby, so that other people can sort of experience that. And his content is very useful for the community. It's very useful for me as sanity checks. I go, cool, did I miss anything in the news? Let me just watch Noob, just in case. Things like that. So he's actually through to a human now. I'm hoping that's all going well for you, Noob, mate. Are there any names, any examples of where the name appears on the reclaimer? No, but expect the front side, close to the very front of it on the side. The USS Sausage Fest, nice name. How much water does a board gamer need to drink per 24 hours? I drink loads. So my My one bad thing that I'm aware of ecologically that I do is I drink a lot of bottles of water. I mean, I recycle them all, and they're all made of recycled plastics as well. So to check. That's something naughty I do, but I need to drink. If I don't do that, then I don't drink enough water, and I feel rough. I drink a lot of water. Probably go through maybe 8 bottles of this and a load of tap water as well, a day. Sort of need to be taxed on my my water and bottle use consumption. So I apologise if any eco heads out there. They're like, you monster. The USS crushing debt. Oh. That's for the next generation. I'm really looking forward to those trolleys. Those trolleys are amazing. You can have so much fun with them. I'm not sure if Zin's around at the moment. Probably grab her and pull her in, but I think she's busy. Statement, hey there, Bored. Hope all is well today. Glad to see you on. Thanks very much, Veritech. Well, naming your ship only going to stay for play ships. We talked about that as well. It will be available in-game at some point, but it's external, just for ships that are bought with real money currently as well. What will you name your ships once the ship naming launches? Don't know yet. I'm going to come up with a list of ship names, some of which I just want because I sort of want them and I think that people try and get them. And then the ships that I'm using in game typically, I'll probably have community polls to name. When will we be able to buy all current shield generators in game? Some of the alien generators are missing. That is a good point. They will add the appropriate stocks to shops as and when. So yeah, there are certainly areas where we should have access to purchase these that we don't. But you'll see shop inventories get these over the next few patches. I mean, stuff will get moved out of the Stanton system as well. Like, not all stuff will be available in the Stanton system. Ship naming. Does it seem like Cloud Imperium is money grabbing by only selecting some of the most expensive ships? Well, those ships aren't available for sale at the moment. They're selecting those ships probably because there's not a huge amount of them, but there's a good quantity of them. You can see the names clearly. You don't want millions and millions and millions of ship names on like the smaller starter ships to start with. If you're going to roll it, if you need to roll it in to make sure it works, that's my expectation anyway. So bear that in mind. What I see the ship naming stuff is an additional perk for players that are concept purchasing ships or purchasing ships. They're not charging at the moment for changing names or being able to have your name, although they did suggest that if it got out of hand, ship name changing, that they would have a small fee associated with it. I hope they don't do that, because that would be the wrong decision, in my opinion, for them to have a fee to change. Yeah, so I don't see it that way. That doesn't mean that the way I see it is the correct way, or the reasonable way, or the good way, and maybe it is money grubby of them, but I don't see it that way. I see it as an extra little perk, and they are rolling out a feature that will eventually be available for all ships in-game. Maybe at the moment it's very sort of like slightly FOMO, fear of missing out. You get it first, exclusivity, buy ships, because you can use this feature now. Maybe it's a bit like that. I'm able to restrain myself because at the moment, Star Citizen for me is something I'm going to be playing a lot of, but it's not got that. I sit down and play it for 24 hours a day. That'd be 24 hours. When it's got progression and stuff like that, then I'm going to be a bit more sort of like, hey, whoa, we need this, we don't need this, I want that. I love trolleys. I love the trolleys, I think they're amazing. Do you think we should get space bulldozers to build space roads on moons and such? I would like to genuinely see utility vehicles for base building and infrastructure building for the game, like whether that be farming, whether that be for partly base building. And I suspect we will see some stuff which is utility based and gives us a bit of functionality for bases and tractor beams and salvage and things like that on the ground in the future. Probably not roads and things. I suspect they will be hard coded in. Although don't need to be. Do you think capital ships will come this year? What do you mean? So we've got some large ships in the game that players can use anyway, like the 890 Jump. That's pretty big. The Idris and the Javelin are in game. They're just not player flyable. There will be other big ships here. When the C2 and the MT are released, will they be able to be named soon after? It's a good question. What did they say? Bear with me. They said something about future ships. Bear with me 1 second. So I'm looking at the ship naming FAQ because they said something about new ships. Think about a cooldown or a small fee to change ship names. Cooldown fine, or even locking fine. Don't fee it. Don't fee it. Once this technology is added to the game, so the system when it's added for 3.13, assumedly, all straight to light ready ships will come packaged with the ability to name them. So I'm assuming. Does that imply that the Hercules will get that when it's available in 3.13.1? Or 3.13.x? Does that imply that? I think it implies that. It's not a straight to flyable ship though. It will be flight ready. Straight to flyable will be ships that typically haven't been announced yet and didn't have a concept phase, that just appear in game as like a surprise. I will poke CIG for clarification, just in case. Because I was assuming they'll do it in waves. Huh. Oh! Plastic Death! Thank you very much for the dono. I've seen another dono as well. Have some money without a question. Oh, exactly. Equal 50-50 love to both Bored and Zin and yourself always. Well, I'll take 50% of that money then. Expect this money is exclusive for her posh chat. Oh. P.S. Call the Javelin the bald ultimatum. Maybe Plastic Death. How dare you send money to Zin's chat. Thank you. Thank you very much, genuinely. Beer fund! Really, I'm just trying to get you drunk and vulnerable. Oh. Asmodeus. Scary and worrying, but I'll laugh it off. Yeah, I'm happy to have a drink with you. I'm a monster. Anyway. Thank you very much. Oh, you stars. Thank you so much. Maybe they mean cooldown or skip cooldown with a fee. Nah, I don't want a fee associated with that sort of stuff. It's a slippery slope, isn't it? And people are already like, we don't want pay-to-win Star Citizen. You can buy ships though. It's monetization model. I'm having to do a little bit of gymnastics already. I'm not very fit. I don't want to be doing gymnastics, do I? How hyped were you to see the new Quebecian studio doing work? I was wondering how much they can pump out. Yes, so they're planning to, over the next 2.5 years, get to over 100 or 100 plus employees there. They're recruiting quite high-skilled talent, it looks like. Although I suspect they'll go for a range of experience, just because you get juniors in because they're cheap, and then you train them up in the areas that you want. I'm investing in Star Citizen so my grandkids can play. Damn right. I'll pass the torch of BoredGamer to the next generation. Which platform do you prefer? Questions on the most comfortable one for you. What else have we got? Oh, I lost all my questions. That means I'm a monster. If Sin is so expensive, why not consider me? Will work in exchange for my referral code being promoted. Ah, Big Mac, you monster. I do provide referral code. I chuck it in my randomizer for some of my Patreons and board channel subscribers and stuff like that. So the higher tier ones. So consider that if you want to. There may be times I'll when there's like free flies or whatever, and there's loads of referrals codes going around that I might, or referrals going around that I might just go open it up to more people. I mean, I got a Javelin on my main account. That's all I wanted for referrals for me. Happy to spread them around, but obviously I give them to some of my longer term backers. What's hanging out of Chris's nose? What? No, ideas. It's ideas. Passion. You provide edutainment. Is that education and entertainment? Are these ship names permanent? No resets. They are. I believe they're permanent. I believe them to be permanent. Until you obviously change them, melt them, gift them. Well, not gift them, but you know what I mean. The gifting of the ship. The name travels with the ship. You say you provide no service, but ain't entertainment one of the most important things we have right now? That is so sweet to say. And Axel, Borg, you are so delusional. I appreciate it. Thank you. I just... anyone could do what I do. Which is probably one of the reasons I do it. But I appreciate people watching me. I genuinely do. Do you think they'll use the new stagger mechanic for players who ordered too many drinks in the game? You'll definitely be affected and drunk in game, and they'll almost certainly use the stagger mechanics and force reactions for being affected by certain things like environmental effects, drugs and things like that too. So maybe for alcohol. With the introduction to the push-pull trolley bit, are they likely to see ship loading and unloading loops in the near future? So, yeah, so they want time associated with loading and unloading. They want fees associated with it. Obviously, ship-to-station docking and cargo decks, all are gameplay and gameplay areas towards that, for sure. Obviously, we saw with the Xeno threat certain missions, there was lots of cargo to move. Trolley might have made that a bit easier, maybe not. Probably made it a bit easier. Trolley with balls would probably be pretty good as well. So, they'll certainly make use of that gameplay loop in the near future for missions. And that new tech. What is... so we talked about... When will they give us more and longer hair options for female characters? They are working on facial hair and more hair options for characters. You'll see more advanced tools for making your face, a more refined UI for it, and more hair options in the not too distant future. Any mention of more tweaks for laser weaponry VFX? They look worse in 3.11. I've not heard of anything specifically. They are doing beam weapons and stuff in the future. It will get a focus at some point, and then hopefully it will look amazing. What are you most looking forward to in the 3.13 patch? Probably trolleys now. I know it's a silly thing to say, but there's a lot of silly stuff we can do with trolleys. We can do a pretend Daymar rally with trolleys, things like that. Zin's doing really well. She was ill the other day. She's been helping me try and get some graphics cards for us. So, is cargo trading fixed in 3.13? I would expect it to be fixed. The hope is that it will be fixed. I mean, they sort of need to get it fixed. It's not appropriate for them to have broken trading and cargo gameplay because you can't buy and sell stuff properly. Yeah. Is there any news on data running? No new news on data running, other than we know that they're building some UI-based gameplay and data running based gameplay at the moment, but we don't know when that will be in. It could be next year, could be later this year. All trolleys in the game will be stolen. Well, it depends, doesn't it? It depends on how they work. Is it a purchasable item that you mount on your ship, so you literally put in the cargo bay? Is it something you pull out of your inventory? That's unlikely. Is it something that just hangs around in areas and respawns? Well, if they respawn, it'll be fine. Why are the inertial dampeners good enough to keep us from getting turned to goo when we turn our ship? I think it's because it's localized gravity. Yeah? So it creates like a gravity box, rather than inertial dampers in the same way. So you're not, it's sort of... Gravity is not affecting anything out on the external of the ship. However, obviously there's force reactions, and there's some arguments to be done with that. So maybe it is inertial dampeners. I can't remember how the stuff's stabilized. Inertial dampeners is very Star Trek. Can we buy the carts, or do we just find them? We don't know. We don't know yet. Can they be stored? I would expect they can be stored like a vehicle in your ship, like cargo in your ship. Hey, Bored, been involved with Star Citizen for a while, since 2016. I've never found out where is the best place in Spectrum to keep apprised of events. Missed out on the belligerent duck skin because of this. That was just on the main website. Main website is where they announced that as part of the original Mercury Star Runner concept. It's hard to tell now because they announced stuff in different places. There's feeds and stuff that you can watch. Spectrum General and the main website would be my suggestion. When do you think Star Citizen will release? Star Citizen, as the Persistent Universe game, 2025. Sort of my estimation. Can the Javelin wreck be salvaged by the Reclaimer? Not at this stage, and in the future, if it had already been turned into houses, I would expect not. We do not know to what extent certain things will be able to be salvaged, like derelict ships. But the expectation is that derelicts will be salvageable, but in that sort of video that we saw earlier, the Javelin had been converted more into buildings. Good question, though. Pocket trolley? What? What? Is there any ships that are confirmed for this patch? So, we know we're getting the C2 and the M2 at some point in the 3.13 cycle. We know we are getting... let's make sure it's still the case and hasn't been stealth pushed off. And we know we're getting the Tonk, the Nova tank. And that's why one of the reasons I think there's going to be a lot of ground gameplay associated with 3.13. Those are the only ones that are confirmed, basically, or highly likely. So 70% confidence for each of them. Elite Dangerous Odyssey is looking really good. Do you think it will hurt Star Citizen? Don't think it will hurt it. I think it will make Star Citizen people more thirsty for it eventually. Like, Star Citizen is building towards something great in the next few years. Having more games that help them work out what they want to do and seeing the good bits and the bad points and getting more people into the sort of star space game genre is a good thing. Yeah? It's only going to make Star Citizen stronger, better, get more players and all that sort of jazz. Maybe we can pick those trolleys up from cargo decks. Yeah, maybe. Maybe they just hang around in hangars. Maybe they're just going to be on the ground in locations. The fact is, I don't know. Is there any more info on the Concierge Club? Did they not talk about concierge stuff the other day? They didn't, did they? They were going to, but they didn't. I know it's opening up relatively soon, but I don't have any more information than that. How much are you enjoying the trolley memes and jokes coming out inside Star Citizen? So a couple of people joking about trolley becoming a pledge ship. Yeah, pledge ship, pledge vehicle. I mean, obviously it's not going to be that. Although, oh no, we're getting near April the 1st. Getting the, they'll do some silly April the Fool stuff, probably with trolleys. There was indeed a significant delay for me answering questions. Do you think that special versions like the Best in Show Reclaimers will be treated as regular ships? Yes. They're just skins. They're just skins. Don't worry about it. 99% sure on that. And if for some reason they're not, they're supposed to be. And it will be a bug. Do you think the Constellation of Phoenix will also have dockable E-72s in 3.13? Yes. Be the Constellation series, yeah. Oh, you still believe in the game? What do you mean? It's there. It's not a fairy. You don't have to believe in it for it to get its little wings. It exists. It's just an alpha. You can certainly, yeah. I do. I like Star Citizen. I like the project. It's slow. let's be real. It's slow. Not about the new update, but when do you think about UEC you can buy on eBay? Thank you very much. Karistan Sirani. Close enough for your name? Thank you so much. Hopefully. No apologies if it's not. Thank you so much for the sub. Very much appreciated. Oh, you star. You've become a proper board gamer. You're a legend. Thank you. I'll get Zin to put up some more exclusive content on that ASAP, actually. So, okay. If you want to go to grey market, black market to buy gold or whatever in WoW, World of Warcraft, or Star Citizen or EVE, be my guest. But remember, you might be breaking terms of service. It might be dangerous. It's not supported. If you're buying currency for Star Citizen, Alpha UEC at the moment, yeah, it's incredibly volatile currency because during a reset, it will literally get removed from your account. So bear that in mind if you are going to do it, and bear in mind that there are risks that technically and probably actually it's against terms of service to do that. So just be aware of the risks if you are going to do it. I'm not going to tell you what to do. Will the trolley be controllable with the tractor beam tool? That's a good question. The tractor beam has a weight limit of like a 250 kilogram mass or something, so I'd expect as long as it's not above that, you probably be able to grab it. Or they might turn off the ability for it to be controlled by the tractor beam if it's going to cause problems. That's the thing. They go, yeah, let's do that. Oh no, it's causing too many problems. How can I find and use referral code? When I click Get Star Citizen on my little bonus link, it doesn't show me anything. So when you click that, it should take you to the Star Citizen website in the Make a New Account page and auto-insert a referral code. Yeah. Oh, you monster! Robert Johnston! What do BoredGamer and Floaty Landing Gear on the Nomad have in common? They can both feck off. Robert Johnston, one of the few people that will pay me to tell me to feck off. Robert, do you want me to put that money towards Zin's chair? You can choose me. Or do you want me to shower me in money? God damn you, Zin! No, I'm not annoyed. I'm not annoyed. Or salty. Not salty that I couldn't get graphics cards either. Couldn't get... 3060s came out. I was like, well, I'll grab a couple of those. They'll be useful for us. Nope. Not a single one. Instantly taken by bots. All those graphics cards instantly taken by bots. Still waiting for my 3080. Still waiting for my 5950X processor. Oh! Start to look to invest in Bitcoin. Get a few little coins out. Bitcoin starts to crash. And all the other cryptocurrencies start to crash. This is not financial advice. This is not whining advice. Ooh. Ooh. Did say earlier I wasn't going to whine. But I might have lied. You didn't think about that, did you? When do the red red cards stop showing up in game? They should stop showing today if they haven't already. So yesterday/today is the end of the discounted, it's end of the free fly, end of the discounted ships, end of the red festival. How much do you think the new cargo trolleys will cost. They are not selling those cargo trolleys. Not for real money. Jesus. Can you imagine? I swear. Do you think the names being restricted to the ship type will be restricted to the entire line or just the variant? That's a good question. I think it's per variant. I'm pretty sure it's per variant. So 100i is separate from the 125A. All the names that start with something like UEE, or could you add in front in case of something that's already taken your name, like the Mayflower and UEE Mayflower? That's a good question. You can have spaces and dashes in the name, but you can't have them outside of the main name, so you can't have them in the front or the back. Spaces and dashes, and you can't have a double dash or a double space inside the name. So, other than that, yes, I'm pretty sure you could have the UEE Mayflower, as long as it's not against their naming conventions calling it UEE in front, yeah? Because they basically said stuff that's inappropriate, can't name things like Chris Roberts. There might be a couple of other restrictions they haven't mentioned, like, oh, you're not actually allowed to call it UEE because that's a military designation. But maybe you will. Maybe they'll just go, meh. They have not ruled that out. They have not said you can't call it UEE. So I suspect you can, but I'm thinking maybe they'll go, well, actually. But having the a designation before it, like UEE or like your clan tag before, because I suspect a lot of orgs will have the like test and then the name of their ship. Cool. Now you've got your org and your ship name. Perfect. Yeah? That's great, right? It allows you to identify people so much easier. Cool. Let's do that. You can change it later if you want to. Or TCNS, Tiger's Claw. I suspect that some of the Wing Commander stuff and those names will get taken really quickly. But yeah, if you go, oh, I can't have my name. Okay, think of a designation to go in front of it. Your clan tags in front of it. Your a nickname in front of it. What do you respond with to people calling this game a scam? I love the game. It's just kind of tough to deal with people calling me stupid for doing so. Teddy. Okay. I'm stupid. That actually does hurt. No, you're right. No, don't. Okay. It's not your job to convince people that Star Citizen's a good game or it's not a scam. You can say, oh, it's not a scam. If someone's like, oh, you dumb scam. Or like, they're, you know, they're like, oh, no, it is a scam. Okay, well, it's not, but I'm going to respect you and disengage from this conversation. You don't need to browbeat people into liking it. They're allowed to make their own decisions, and you're allowed to make wrong decisions. It is demonstrably not a scam, but it is not your job to try and defend Star Citizen or to make people believe in Star Citizen. That's ridiculous. Let it speak for itself when it gets to a stage where people can go, oh, this is actually a pretty good game, or the mainstream media pick it up more. Star Citizen is not there for a lot of people. When people say it's a scam, what they mean is it's not ready yet, it's taking far too long, it's been delayed a lot, and I don't understand it much. That's fine, but a lot of people have been led to think it's a scam, and yeah. You can think that, it's all good. Do you think Reclaimers will challenge each other to arm wrestling matches? Oh my god, if only. If only there was mini games so you could get ship naming rights. Can you say whether... I suppose you could challenge another Reclaimer for ship name rights, you just find the name you want. And see, if when you blow up a ship and they reclaimed it, the name went into the pool, that would just lead to so much interesting gameplay, people hunting down differently named ships. And then you could call your ship the Filthy Baboon -E and stuff like that as more and more get destroyed. Can you say whether the Eva Cardi patch build is running smooth, FPS in general? I cannot talk about the specifics of an Eva Cardi patch. Will you do a speedrun of murdering a player with a trolley? We'll definitely have trolley wars. We'll have trolley jousting. We'll have trolley races. And we'll have trolley ramming. Trolley chicken. Hopefully there's a bit of delay in the movement before they go off, so that when you stop, they can still go a little bit further, so we can have proper trolley chicken off cliffs and things. With the spawn closets, will we have more dynamic contracts with more of a challenge, like the evict legal occupants, or is it closet business just for NPCs and stations? It should be used in lots of different areas, not just stations, but I'm not sure what's happening with the first iteration of it. So it will allow for reinforcements and security forces to spawn and despawn in there. So it could be used for evict legal occupants, more spawn in there, or more come and help, or if you don't clear it in a certain time, you get attacked or whatever. So I would expect it to be used like that in the future. Will we get it out in 3.13? Maybe. When initially getting the game, get a backer number. What backer number are you? I will give you one of my account's backer numbers. 33,000 is, I think, my earliest account. In the 33,000s. Not going to give you my exact ID numbers for some of my accounts, because I want some of my accounts to remain anonymous. I've got BoredGamer accounts. I've got my personal accounts. They're very different. I want to be able to be recording footage on some accounts without people knowing it's me. With the announcements we talked about already, when initially buying the game, you get literally what I just talked about. When do you think we will see flight missions that take place in atmosphere? They are working on getting NPCs to be able to traverse properly between ground to atmosphere to space and vice versa, for missions and for combat. And they are working on the player experience between space to atmosphere and associated missions for that. I don't know when that's going to be. It looks like this year we're going to get some stuff towards that, and some bits in game, but if it's just an alpha UEC charge to change your name in game, that would be fine. Agreed. If it's done in game for in-game currency, agreed. Can you go over the things that one can actually do in Star Citizen? Mining, combat, silly things with orgs, exploration. There's a huge amount you can do in the game now, even, although it's much more as a beautiful tourist attraction. There's proper transit systems with trains. There's these beautiful landing zones and huge cities and planets and all this beautiful stuff that you can go and see. Is there much of a point to do that at the moment? Well, the game's in alpha. It's to help sort of test the alpha and give your feedback on certain gameplay elements and that sort of stuff. But there's lots of different types of mission that are combat missions, some quite complex ones now as well, like assaulting an 890 jump and taking out the pirates that are on board and trying to stop them hacking from stuff, assaulting a prison transport and finding the correct people on board to release or to murder while clearing the enemies out there. The Xeno threat missions were an example of dynamic missions where you had to carry cargo to resupply a capital ship at a military base and fight off capital ships and a fleet and then go fight a fleet. There's some pretty cool stuff that you can do in Star Citizen now, but it is very much an alpha. Bear with me 1 second. I'm just going to bio real quick. Pardon me. Oh. Let me get let me grab Zin in here actually to thank people that have given money for a chair. Zin, don't swear. Zin, you there?
Yes, I am. You're lucky. I've only just got back.
Yeah. Well, I'm not lucky. I can people hear her? Can people hear Zin? Can people...
Probably not. Assume they can't.
I don't. Speak again.
Hello? Can everybody hear me?
I think they probably can. They can. They can probably hear you, Zin.
Am I triggering on
Yeah. You're triggering me. You're triggering me.
Great.
Okay. You're very triggering. People have already donated like £100 or something to your chair, probably. Something
nice.
I'll work out later. I thought you might want to thank them. Tell them about how bad your back is, and make it good because the people are more likely to donate.
Seriously though, because I've got a relatively cheap one of those gaming chairs that's like a bucket seat. And it's trash. They're absolute trash for long-term sitting, and I sit pretty much at my PC all day.
We were going to be sponsored by bucket seat chairs. Thanks, Sin. You ruined that sponsorship.
Well, as long as they've got high-end, like nice ergonomic ones. But it's getting to the point that I'm getting such bad backache. It's actually giving me headaches, like tension headaches. So I'm like, I need to do something about this. It's so bad. It got to the point that I was like,
lay other guilt on. That's good.
I will go into debt to get a new chair.
Wow. You see, Sin would go into debt. Some people don't have gaming chairs. You see.
Well, I can donate this one if somebody wants my used gaming chair.
Do you know what? I bet some creepy people will. Anyone? Should we raffle off Sin's old gaming chair sat on by a real female gamer?
Comes complete with cat scratches in the arm pad.
Oh, nice. That's what's going to happen, though. We're going to get you this £1,000 fucking
No,
chair.
but it won't have armrests.
It's got material on it. The cat's going to shred it. No, and I'm going to cry.
Charlie doesn't attack the chair. He'll just, because I've got a cat tree next to me, and he'll just sit on that, and then he sort of just leans over to my chair and just digs his claws into my, like, part plastic, part rubber armrests, and then gets his claws stuck, and then I panic. Yeah, no, I should really take the arms off this, to be fair.
Washo, I can't say that word, the SIMP word, but we can say only BoredGamer fans. I think we can probably say that. Get away with that. That'd be fine. Yeah, but I thought you'd be happy to know that people.
No, I do appreciate it. Yeah.
You'd be bloody better to.
It's what people say. Like, you should always spend money on stuff that goes between you and the ground. It's like shoes, mattresses, chairs. Yeah. Most should spend like lots of money on those sorts of things.
Should I be investing in that rather than crypto?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll invest in shoes. Anyway, get out of here, Zin, or stay here. But
well, I was just, as I say, you're lucky you caught me because I've just been helping DC with his alley profile just turned up. So.
Oh, nice. So yeah, we'll be talking about some stuff that me and Zin's partner have been working on in the background in the future. We're doing some crypto-esque stuff and potentially some bot liberation stuff for hardware. But
bot liberation,
mate, scalpers are scum. And at one point, a few weeks ago, I said I don't care. I want this. I want a graphics card. I will bot to do it. I didn't mean that. I didn't mean it.
Yeah, you did.
I did at the time. Okay, I was angry after spending ages trying to get it. Like I was exhausted after a weekend of trying to get it.
But that's the thing, though, is you would bot responsibly.
No, you can't be part of the problem. I literally, as I was saying it, I knew I was part of the problem. So no, it wasn't even viable to do. It wasn't even a viable option. Like, that's the other thing. It's like, how have I've compromised my morals so easily and quickly. Like, I wouldn't have done it. I wouldn't have done it. I would have.
Didn't do it, so.
Well, indeed, I didn't do it, and couldn't do it, and dumb. Okay, dumb.
If I wanted to, I couldn't.
Oh, that's the worst thing. I'll never know. I'll never know would I have botted if I could have done it easily. Am I made of better moral stuff? But try not to be part of the problem if you're complaining about it. I think the thing is, even if you just want one card, because otherwise it then becomes like a bot economy for this hardware. Do you know what I mean? And then no one can get it at all, ever. And manufacturers or the outlets need to make a stand. One of them just needs to go, no! No more botting. And they can't step in and become the scalpers themselves either. Let me show you a picture. Let me show you a picture. So... Here we go. See this picture? This is earlier. I was on a website in the UK. And I was thinking, I wonder how much... I wonder if they've got any stock of 3060s in, yeah? Oh, they've got a couple in stock. Great savings. Was £1,000. Save 480. Now only £520. Huh, that's the same price as, I think, 3070 was supposed to be. It's pretty close to the original price of what a 3080 was supposed to be. You know, 650 I got my 3080 for, which hasn't arrived yet. But, I mean, this card's supposed to be £300 card. Yeah? Released yesterday.
Maybe a little bit more for the OC version, but...
Yeah. 300, maybe
close
up to
300.
Yeah. 350 maybe?
Yeah, at max.
No, Zin. Was £1,000. Now, that's obviously bullshit, but we did then later see in the day that this company had loads of them up. Was 1,000 crossed out. And I was like, come on. Come on. Stop. Don't become the scalpers yourself. You're cutting out the middleman scalpers and just scalping yourself. And I know we live in a capitalist economy. I said I wasn't going to rant. I lied. Get wrecked! No. Okay. I've calmed down.
Good.
Some people have sent more money. Back issues, Shuck. Ashman. Here are a few bucks to add to the Save Zinions back fund. Thank you very much, Ashman. That's very pretty. New chair fund. Wayne Top Rock. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Made you feel a bit guilty, and then people put some more money in. Pictures in game.
Tempur-Pedic chair. I'm gonna have to look this up. I mean, I'm all for advice on decent chairs.
I'm all for getting a cheaper chair than that £1,000 one. Yeah. Right, can you go over the things that one can actually do? Oh, we talked about that a minute ago. Let's work up. CCL are a dodgy company. I would not say that personally. I have no... I do not wish to have a personal statement on them and their practices, really, at this stage, because I don't want to be sued. You can get a Tempur-Pedic chair. Okay, that's what you're looking at the moment. Can you say hi, Dom, please? Hi, Dom! Any word on Theatres of War thing? Expect Theatres of War to go back into testing for Evocati within the next few weeks after 3.13 has quietened down. That is what I've heard. With them introducing sub-consumables in 3.13, do you think they've upped the difficulty as well? So, you should see... Well, mining's consumable... is it... mining subcomponents? Subcomponents. Expect to see more variety of stuff and different rocks with different things in. So, expect a wider variety of difficulty. Some of that gameplay. Not necessarily just harder. Chair Fund from Lane Grimes. What mid-level ship do you recommend? I have a Max and a Miss. They're very similar. I mean, obviously the Miss is missile boat version, and the Max is a big cargo version for a ship of its size. I'm not sure if I could save up for a cat. Not really into mass hauling that much, or should I save up for a big boy? I mean, I think you'd like a Carrack. But if you're going to do that, I'd get rid of your Max and your Miss and get a Carrack. Or a Mercury Star Runner. Mercury Star Runner is pretty cool. And probably would suit all your needs. But I can't tell you what ship is best. What ship is best ship? I can't tell you because I don't know. Apologies if I missed someone's donation out. It's disappeared from my feed. My feed's broken at the moment. So someone else that potentially donated 10 of something, I love you. I appreciate you. Kisses. And I'll find you later and message you. Yeah, that's a threat. Do you actually think that Xeno event delayed all those features? Do you think that the Xenoth event delayed all those features that will not make it in for the next patch, or they used it as an excuse? Both. It is an excuse, quite literally, and that's, what an excuse is, and it did help to cause those delays. But it's for the missile features and what else? What else got delayed? The surrender and the missile updates. It's not that big a deal. Although surrender has been pushed back a lot and missile stuff has been pushed back a lot. So, and for some people that want dogfighting balance and that sort of combat balance, I suppose it is a bit of a big deal. Oh! Chair funds! Cognac! Thank you very much for the money! I'm not going to buy spaceships for that money. I'm going to buy the Zin chair. Zin chair. Zin chair. Zin chair. I'm going to have everyone's faces that's donated engraved on the... No, we're not. We're not. That'd be mad. Thank you very much. Very much appreciated. How can I make money through exploration? You can't yet. In the future, it's going to be connected to science as well. But the way I'd make money through exploration is you would be scanning down points of interest in the verse, going there, seeing what they are. Oh, it's an asteroid field. This is got... And you could survey the asteroid field if you want, or you could just sell its location. So selling locational information, surveying areas to see what they've got there. So you could find a great area for a base that's near some materials and minerals. You could find some interesting points of interest. You could find a pirate base. You could find... a black hole, you could find a jump point that no one else knows about. There's a huge amount of stuff. So selling locational information, surveying areas, mission-based stuff. It could be go here, do this, get a thing. Or you could just fly out into the unknown and find interesting things. But there needs to be more gameplay associated with that, and the science gameplay loops need to come on sort of into the game as well. There's a lot of mission-based stuff they could do with it. Could we give a starter ship zone that caters... Could we give starter ships a zone that caters to them? Say, city jobs, like escorting big ships to hangars delivery, pizza delivery, ticketing over. I expect to see that in the future. Expect to see starter systems with starter missions. And all sort of roles in the game to have some sort of hand-holding starter mission probably for them. What can you do that's not currently broken in this patch? Bounty hunting. Load of the missions. Loads of the missions work fine. Mining sort of works. I mean, it's alpha for a reason. I mean, stuff breaks. Little bits of it break. Little bits. Lane Grimes, thank you very much for becoming a bored Citizen Gamer Boy. He was a bored Citizen Gamer Boy. He said, "See," and I won't. I'm so sorry. I won't sing. DC says I create unnecessary sound too much. Was it the? Is his favourite song's the loud song, isn't it? That he sing.
Yes.
That's his favourite. So, me, Zin, DC, and some other people, we when we were allowed to, we'd go to like centre parks and have private LANs where we just play games for like a week, computer games, board games, all that sort of stuff, and get drunk and eat nice food. But I get up quite early, not as early as I make kit, but I get up quite early and people aren't around. So at like maybe 9:30 or 10 a.m, I'll sing the loud song, which will just be me going, "This is a loud song," as loud and out of tune as I can, to get people to wake up. It works so well as well. You hear G scurrying around. Since you're engraving the faces of donators on the chair, I'll pitch in. No, James Sollaby. No, that was a lie. I lied. And I'm not sending you your money back either. What do you think Elysium game pushing for more money right now before cancelling and scamming donators? I didn't know about that. Joe's got more. I'll have a look into that. Zin, can you remind me to do that later?
What is this?
Elysium. Check out the Elysium. Apparently they scammed... I need to look into it before I can say that's what they did. They scammed and pushed for more money before cancelling the game. So it looks like they did a scam and grab. But I'll have a look. Will there be front colour choices for ship names? So no colour choices or anything like that for ship names at the moment. In the future you'll have much more ship customization though. Do you think the ship names will be case sensitive? I think they are. I believe them to be case sensitive. Can you use the tractor beam to place gun turrets, say, on top of the building? So, I believe the current iteration of gun turrets that are coming in 3.13 are only fixed in certain areas already. You can't grab them and move them around. In the future, I believe them to be deployable.
From the sounds of things, from what I picked up anyway, it sounds like there will be mounting points, and you'd be able to get different guns to mount onto these things. In
3.13, it's just Gatling gun installations, and it's one type, and you'll only see them at certain locations. But in the future, there might be customizable options. You might be able to mount different guns to them. I love the idea of flying around in like a Mercury Star Runner or another ship and just having loads of these out the back.
Yeah, just open the back door.
Yeah. But I mean, there's obviously some ships like the Caterpillar, which you could literally have broadsides just full of them, hundreds of them.
How many Gatling guns can we fit on this ship?
Yeah. But at the moment, we've this is the next iteration, because the Valkyrie sort of had them already, but they were ship turrets technically. So I suspect they'll be changing over to these soon. What range is considered long range in starship fights that are currently playable? That's hard to define. It depends on the size of your ship and what you're doing. Like dogfighting range. Weapon. Yeah, that as well. But dogfighting range is sort of like 2 kilometers to 500 meters sort of range. When do you think they'll give cutty owners a chance to stay in their ship? It depends on how the rollout goes with this. If it goes really well, then maybe they'll move on to the ships like the Cutlass. But if it goes poorly, or there's a reason they need to do it slowly, then they'll probably leave the more popular ships till later. I'm hoping that the trolleys and carts will be more useful. Oh. Someone sent me more money! Wings clipped wolf. Take care of your back. Choose a chair with substance over style. So I think that's what you've done, isn't it? Or sort of, it sort of has both. It sort of has both and costs both.
If there is a cheaper alternative that is as good, oh sorry, this phone's going. Then I'll go for that. But I've heard good things about this chair, so. So this is the chair that's in Mons. Well, not in this colour. She wants it in black and graphite. Black and graphite. But it is the Herman Miller embody chair. Oh, that looks like it will protect your back. It's so expensive. Ugh. But there's a cheaper alternative. Like I have an expensive chair, but I got mine second hand. I got a Herman Miller Aeron remastered edition, which is one of the best chairs in the world for doing computer work and sitting in for like most of the day. But this is supposed to be pretty awesome one as well. Sin's a monster. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Yep. It's actually cheaper to get it in like the dark colours than the light and bright colours.
No, it's right. It feels cheaper. Face Chair Fund. I think it was Morphologist or Nubifier that had good things to say about the new Monster Tech chair designed for space and flight sims. Check it out, Sin. I know you're not going to be I know you're going to be using it from day to day for everything, but it's worth checking out. Monster Tech makes amazing stuff. What else have we got here? But thank you so much. People's generosity knows. I say no bounds. No, it knows bounds, but it seems to be pretty generous. People's generosity knows no bounds. That's a stupid thing to say, isn't it? It obviously knows bounds.
You have boundaries, and that's why you donate what you're able to.
Respect my boundaries. Whenever players die randomly, I tell them to get good. Good, Jabu. That's the correct response, especially to people that are new at the game. What are you naming your cargo trolleys? I don't think they have naming for the cargo trolleys yet. I bought the M2 and they gave me a conning andrometer. Trundle boy! When they're automated, they'll be Trundle boys. Bought an M2 in game and they gave me a conning andrometer. That'll go away when they bring me the M2. Yes. So loan a ship in the meantime. Oh, thank you so much, guys. Like, genuinely. You may have answered this. What are your rules for naming your ship? Or instance or spaces? Oh, okay. So you can find all the information for ship naming in the ship naming FAQ. That's the chair. The ship naming FAQ. So each hull has to have a unique name. So you can only have one. There can only be one 600i in the game called the Belligerent Duck. But you can also have an 890 jump called the Belligerent Duck. First come, first served name basis. Those names get put back in the pool once that ship pledge is melted or upgraded, or they change their name. And if you gifted that ship to someone else, the name will stick on the hull and move with it. So bear that in mind. 32 character limit for ship names. Must consist of letters, numbers, spaces, and dashes. I think that it will be case sensitive, but I'm not 100% sure. You can't have spaces and dashes outside of the name. Inside of the name, you can't have double dash, double space. But you can have dashes and spaces inside the name. Can't have inappropriate names. They have to respect the code of conduct, so no swear words, nothing that's, racially offensive or anything like that. Yeah. So that's basically, you can't call it the Chris Roberts, for example. Other than that, I think you're pretty free to name what you want. It comes in waves as well, so it's only for 6 ships to start with, which is let's see if I can remember, the Carrack, the Hammerhead, the Reclaimer, and some other ships.
Mercury Star Runner.
600i, 890 jump. Boom! There we go. We just need a little bit of help from Zin.
It's like trying to remember the 7 dwarfs. Like, you can always remember 6 of them.
Understanding, aspiration, work and action, speech and effort, mindfulness and understanding? No. That's the Noble Eightfold Path for Buddhism. That's pretty much the same though, isn't it?
Pretty much.
Oh,
but yeah, I'm sorry.
No, after you.
I just had I was having a theory about ship names. They might be case sensitive, but I'm assuming the actual print on the ship, as it were, would be restricted to probably whatever the ship manufacturers would choose, in a way.
Oh, so you think it's ship manufacturer based as well for the okay, nice.
It might be that they choose a font that is only caps.
Maybe. What's the pictures of it look like at the moment, actually?
I'm pretty sure it's all uppercase. I'm not sure.
Well, we can have a look.
Let's have a look.
It is all uppercase.
But whether the ship name itself is actually all, like we say, if you scan a ship and it comes up with the ship name, it may only display in uppercase if you're viewing it on something that only has an uppercase font.
So case sensitive. That'd be interesting. Does it consider case sensitive names unique? So you could actually
that's another thing, yeah.
Yeah. So we'll have a play with this and see if we can break it. That's what Evocati phases are for as well, so don't you worry. I'll break it if I can.
Because that's the other thing, is will we be able to choose the font of the ship name?
Well, not at this stage, but in the future, maybe, I suppose.
Yeah.
I mean, ship names and the serial number on the 600i look great. Look how good that looks. So good. I'm going to buy so many spaceships. Oh, City Gamer.
Fire a good share. My HM Aaron is still good after 10 years.
You're Herman Miller Aarons. I know, Herman Miller crew. Thank you so much, City Gamer. That's a load of money. Thank you so much. Zin's butt and back will thank you.
Thank you for my butt and my back.
You monster. Thank you so much. Yes, Snopetard. Me and Sin are pretty well. Thank you.
Apart from my back.
You only read half my question board and got distracted. I do that all the time. I'm so sorry. Get back to my question. What was I saying? What was his question? You're going to have to ask your question again. Love you guys. Protect your backs in. Much love from the States. Thank you so much, Brent. That's a ridiculous amount of money. I love you. Said to Zin, so don't wanna have to buy you £1,000 chair, but I'm gonna have to, aren't I? And I was like, let me just see if people want to donate towards it first. Thank you so much. You've made my life cheaper. Thank you. Appreciated. You're gonna have to ask your question again because I lost it. I'm hoping the trolley and carts will be more useful than a cot I bought a few years back. Speaking of... It's not... I hope everything's alright with your baby. God! It sounds like... Just thought about that a bit more. I suppose... I'm sure it's fine. Speaking of that, do you know anything about whether they will make hangar flare useful again? Yes. You'll be able to... in your habs, you'll be able to display it. In your ships, you'll be able to display it. That will be a thing in the very near future, it looks like to me. Are they dropping the plague cap back to 40 now that the free fly is over? I don't think so. I think it's still staying at 50. I think it was only dropped to 40 for See No Threat. Oh, the end was the important part. Why didn't you put it at the beginning then? Huh? I've got a low attention span. Oh, no question. Do you think there will be a starting gun of sorts with the transition to live release? If so, what single feature would constitute a full wipe at that time? That is a weird question that my brain can't handle. When it goes live, there's no single... When the game goes live, I'll suspect they'll just want to wipe, full stop. And then the game's live and there'll never be a reset again.
Yeah, you will probably lose your Alpha UEC.
Well, they're changing Alpha UEC to UEC.
Yeah.
That's the thing. So it will be a whole new game. Starting gun. I mean, it's possible that we'll all be given basic equipment like we already have been in the game. So, like the pistol.
I assume you'd start with, obviously you'd have your at least your base ship that you bought, because you have to buy a ship in order to fly in the game.
Mm-hmm.
And you'd probably get a pistol and an amount of money.
Small amount of money and a flight suit.
Yep.
Like you currently have in game. The stuff you got currently in game, that's the sort of start stuff you get.
What is it they say in Eve? Welcome to Eve, now go fuck yourself, or something like that?
Oh, nice. That does sound like what they say in Eve. It's such an interesting community, Eve. I was part of many years ago. Oh, thank you so much. I don't know what that was.
Someone subscribed with Prime.
Rogue 333. Thank you so much. Much
Actually,
appreciated.
It's 33.3, but sure.
Yeah. The MFDs in every ship are identical despite having different manufacturers. They're making them all manufacturer themed, and then there might be some additional tweaks to them per ship as well. But manufacturer themed, the new updates for that are coming really soon. And they'll face it for more and more. You're an interesting community! Thank you so much, Huntress. Huntress, the best employee I've never paid. You're the best, Huntress. We love you. I'll get Zin to contact you and poke you about stuff as well, probably. Because you're the best. You subscribed at tier 2. I know you've shown what tier 2 sub is. Thank you so much, Huntress. I love you. We need to catch up as well at some point. For sure. Will CIG eventually make it possible to name ships that are part of a package? Yes. I believe so. We'll definitely be able to do it in-game eventually. I suspect they'll make it so that each of those can be individually named from a package as well. Any recommendation for a high-value camera purchase for a beginner YouTuber? So You can just get away with a C920 for basic stuff. If you're looking for a good camera, then get one of the, is it D550s or D500, D600s? Have a bit of a search for some of the Canon D series of cameras, because you can get some relatively cheap ones, then get a lens for your distance you're away from it, and get an amazing looking setup. You have to do a bit of research. But you can get away with just a C920. I've got a C920 at the moment. Here. I actually have a really good Canon camera, which I was supposed to set up once Sin originally started work for me. And was that in, like, September or something? I think we...
What?
You know my Canon camera that we were going to set up when DC had a couple of minutes free?
Oh, yeah.
When you started work in September.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's over there still.
You're not using it yet?
I was waiting for DC to have a free moment, wasn't I?
Well, you've been keeping him busy.
I have been keeping him busy. That is true. Just joined. Will Hercules M2 come out with C2? Hercules M2 and C2 should come out at the same time in a 3.13.x patch. So 3.13.0 will come out around the end of March. And then in a later iteration of that patch between April and June, most likely. Well, between April and June, you'll see those ships. No, the Aurora is not an escape pod with a jump drive. It is a coffin with a jump drive. Any news on the Ares Inferno? The Inferno and the Ion are both planned to be in 3.15, I believe. So the Q3 patch this year. As are their bespoke weapons. Any money you want to spend in addition to the base game at this point is just donations. Yeah, the donations and pledges to maybe get some ships and stuff that you want, but all you need is the base game, and that's all I would recommend people to do. And if you've got spare money, you can just send it to me. Can you go over the things that one can actually... Oh, we talked about that earlier. If it's just an in-game Alpha UBC channel, we talked about that earlier as well. Where are we? Oh, you actually... Yeah, Huntress, I know you've been super busy recently over the last few months, and I've been terrible at sort of relaying with you, but love you loads. Don't you think the unique ship names will feed into the grey market? Yes, but I think it will move into black market territory selling ship names like that, but we'll have to wait and see how CIG regulate that, if at all. Because obviously we know that ship names will be kept with the ship when you transfer the ship. So yes, some people are going to try and name their ships whatever, and then sell them on the grey market. Could that increase price? Maybe, if you want it enough. And how much do you charge for that? Getting's in a Herman Miller, so yes, it looks like most likely a Herman Miller, unless we can find a better option. She had her sight set on a Herman Miller embody. Can I land my 315p in the Carrot hangar? At a jaunty ankle, yes, but not flat, no. So not really. Do you think we're going to be able to have spawnable ships in the Javelin? Eventually, you'll be able to spawn vehicles and other ships in ships, so yes. So in 3.13, that's going to be the P-52, P-72 in the Constellation, and that will propagate into more ships in the near future. What else do we have? Do you think we'll be able to swap out the size 7 guns on the Perseus? I don't think so, actually. I think they're integrated. Will we say any FPS missions in 3.13 and 3.14 that give the Tonk a purpose? I'm hoping so. There's a lot of indication that points towards that, like the ground turrets, like the Tonk itself, like a lot of work towards FPS gameplay in 3.13 and 3.14. So I'm hoping we see more missions and more reasons to go on the ground. You'll get other size 7 beam weapons in the future. The morphologist architect review of the Caterpillar is awesome. Do you agree that with him that the cat is more like the Millennium Falcon than the Mercury Starrunner is? No, I get the feel more of the Mercury Starrunner and the things that I would expect Han Solo to be doing in the Mercury Starrunner. With the Millennium Falcon in the Mercury Starrunner personally. Morph sees stuff in a much more interesting and architect-y way. I love Morph. I think his content's great. If we can all aspire to make pretty pictures and camera angles like Morph, that would be amazing. Oh my god. Do you have any org recommendations? I've tried a bunch of different ones. I can't find anything with my consistent interaction and good community. Synchronizers have been great for us, but it depends on the sort of type of community you want. There's test, there's synchronizers, there's shop around for an org that suits your needs. But Lane Grimes, it's gonna depend on what gameplay you're after. What is non-commercial overlays to the entry areas of refinery stations in 3.13? That's a good question. Introducing non-commercial overlays to the entry areas of refinery stations to add more variety and better suit the theme. So it might be things like hazards and watch your step and things like that. So non-commercial, literally saying not adverts, not economy-based, but watch your step and work hard, work long, things like that. Sort of informationals rather than commerce. That'd be my expectation. Like how much power and refining is going on with the refinery. How dangerous is it? How hot is it? Have you made a personal ship name list yet? No, not yet, but I'm planning to. You think the Millennium Falcon name for the Mercury Starrunner will go for around $1,000? Ugh. Did you say, Zin, you have what? Plans? What?
I have plans for ship names, but I don't know if I'll ever get any of them. So. Okay,
yeah, keep them to keep them close to your bum and back.
What I'd really like to see from people is new and interesting ship names that are not ridiculous. I'd like to see less copycats.
Well, so what I was talking about earlier, Sin, was that I actually think what we're going to get is something that Cloud Imperium didn't foresee, which is people are going to go org name, ship name. And they'll just do that immediately. Like, so you'll have test Millennium Falcon. And then everyone will be able to, at a glance, potentially, see who's in whose org and the ship name. And, like, until we get a separate, like, thing for
basically
orgs.
a clan tag, essentially.
Yeah, clan tag that, because it's possible that this is going to show up on your UI when you scan people. So then you'd be able to see their org and their name immediately. Not an Idris. So I like that name.
Yeah.
I could just put board in front of everything. I do worry that might just get me shot at, though. It's board! Pew, pew, pew! No, that's not how you salute me.
Fire at will.
Is boarding gone going to be a feature in the future? So, sort of. There's work going into various elements of Star Citizen, physicalized components, looting, cargo transport, and all this sort of stuff, which will mean that boarding becomes a thing that is viable and a gameplay loop, rather than... It's not going to be its own... Well, it is its own separate gameplay loop, but it's not going to be its own separate feature, because it is actually those features coming together. Although you might see missions and gameplay associated with it when that's all done. Did you get a chance to steal a javelin? No, but I saw it done and people sent me footage of it. You stole it multiple times, Notan. Nice. Is boarding going to be a... talked about that. We talked about the missions. Nice, nice, nice. Take care, Jaybird, mate. Thank you very much for helping mod. You are a legend amongst people. We'll drop you a message and talk to you properly later. I need to catch up with you anyway. But thank you so much. You've been so helpful and you are a star. Thank you. When do you think a big wipe will happen, board? With server meshing, so maybe early to mid next year, with beta and with live. And then any time that they update the databases and they need to, which we don't know when that will be. And it's quite possible now, though, that they can potentially, even with new databases and new way of doing databases, they can still copy and paste the information over effectively. Do you see what I mean? Love the lore narrations by Zin. So Zin is looking into doing some new, shorter, poppier pieces as well.
Yeah, I have quite a few lined up, actually.
Oh, winner. So I chucked her at the Galactopedia, as well as lore pieces, and she was like, oh, cool. We were talking about the synth world and stuff, and I think that might be influencing your first few ones, maybe, question mark?
Well, because I was looking at that, and I was like, because you keep going, oh, you should do this, and then I'll look at it and I'll read it, and I'm like, this is fucking boring. This isn't what people want to listen to. People want information about the world that they are in. Or universe that they are in. So that's what I'm going for. Like, I didn't know that Port Tressler was named after...
Mr. Tressler?
Mrs. Tressler.
What?
Actually. It was a woman.
What?
Did you even listen to my lore post?
I don't watch them, Zin. I just post them. Come on.
But it was someone who
Mrs. Tressler?
It might be a miss, I don't know. But it was the one who helped... I forgot his name.
Did you even watch your lore post?
But yeah, there was someone who helped Microtech, basically.
What ship would you get for around $150? What would be the best value? Constellation Taurus or Cutlass Black would be my suggestions for you. Check them out. What do you think? When do you think we'll get our own personal C-3POs? No robots like that in game. They don't want those sort of clever robo AI. Although you suppose you might get something like that as a pet that's just boop boop in your ship. So if you can store ships on a capital ship, if that ship explodes, does everyone's ship explode that's not already spawned? Not necessarily. Those ships might get damaged, though. They might get thrown around. The idea is that in the future with physicalized components, that ships will get damaged and disabled rather than explode all the time. It's the individual components on the ship will function or not function based on damage. Do you think when the game goes live, we'll be able to keep the ships we bought with real money? Yes. Yes! The ships with real money. Yes. But ships you bought in-game with in-game money, they will be reset with a reset.
Alina Tressler. That was her name.
When do you think we'll get the ability to com with a Carrack or a 90 jump to open the hangar? Oh, so this is interesting because they sort of like went, we don't want you to have remote control of ships. And then they went, oh, maybe we'll allow you to remote com to open ship doors if you're the owner. And obviously we've got the interesting stuff now with the P-52, P-72 being able to dock with the Constellation. Because if you're the owner of that ship, when you try and dock with it, it will just allow you to auto-dock immediately. Bam, bam, bam. Press docking, whatever. Just goes, cool, yeah, come dock. If you're not the owner, it will say to the owner, do you want allow them to dock with your ship, basically. So I think that's moving towards remote gameplay to actually have doors openable as well. So maybe some small amount of remote customization for opening cargo doors slash bay doors slash docking sort of stuff. Yeah? how's the game these days? Haven't played in more than 2 years. Is it more? Does there more to do? Yeah, so there's quite a bit to do now. They've refined mining and refining quite a lot. There's some issues with cargo hauling and purchasing and selling stuff in game at the moment because the sort of shop inventories don't refresh properly. So you can be waiting there for ages and ages to try and sell anything. They haven't got the inventories that you want, which is a bit stressful. Bounty hunting and reputation system stuff is pretty cool now as well. And you're getting lots more of the reputation system in 3.13. It's worth jumping in, taking a look at Microtech, taking a look at some of the gameplay that the game's got to offer now as a tourist. But 3.13 should be a lot more stable, even more stable, I suppose I should say. Because 3.12 has been pretty stable, 3.12.1. It's pretty good. It's less stressful for you, isn't it? 3.12.1 so far in.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
As previously, I think Zin was like, oh my god, I just want to get some footage for this, and it's,
Mm-hmm.
Didn't you notice the mounted gun on the trolley so you can move them? So I believe that they're bolted to the ground at this juncture. Not 100% sure, but I'm pretty sure. I mean, maybe you can move them with a gravity tool. Maybe you can pick up and redeploy them, but I don't think you can yet.
I feel that the footage of the gun on the trolley was merely a look what we can do.
Lol. Thoughts on new asteroids coming and new subcomponents? New asteroids look cool. I'm looking forward to different varieties of asteroids. Basically, the new asteroids should be a lot more variety in them, and they should be lighter weight as well, which will be fantastic for the game. And they need to be able to have these massive asteroid fields like the Aaron Halo. Subcomponents are a super important part of customization and the physicalized component system, so for repair as well. So basic repairs, you go, oh shit, my thing's broken, I haven't got a replacement. Well, I can actually put a subcomponent here and sort of it will burn out, but it will keep the thing going. That's the sort of way I see that. I'm really looking forward to some of this stuff. Really looking forward to the additional customization that subcomponents brings to components as well. So you can go, this can do this a bit better, or this a bit better, or you may have answered this, but please name the order ranking where we're able to name our ships. So it's better for me to name it, for you to go to the ship naming incoming guide, for sure, because it's different for each ship. So I've linked that in the... I've linked that in the comments for you, in the chat for you. Whatever happened to the bar mission giver? Eddie Parr will be coming into the game properly at some point. What is the Star Citizen target tick rate? 30. Do you think land claiming will be included for asteroids after land claiming releases? So if the asteroid's big enough, potentially. But land claim suggests land is on planet. I suspect that asteroids and asteroid fields are probably either Wild West or there will be a space version of a land claim. There you go. This is my area of space. Maybe other people are allowed to fly through it freely, but they're not allowed to exploit the resources on it. BoredGamer question clarification. When the game goes live, ships bought in-game will be lost if destroyed in-game unless you purchased various levels of insurance in-game. Yes, that is the expectation. Buy insurance in-game. With in-game money, it should be a minimal cost. Do we know if we are getting the Ninetales lockdown in 3.13? It is expected. What? Implied? Expected? I'm expecting it. It's probably a better thing to say. So, Ninetales lockdown and Fleet Week as part of 3.13 branch. Zin's voice is so calm and captivating in the lore vids. She's a great narrator. You ain't played games with her, mate.
Yeah, thanks. That's not how I sound in real life.
She's from Essex, mate. No one's ever said that to a girl from Essex. Lol.
I go proper Essex when I get angry.
Yeah. Which is constantly when she's playing games with me.
No.
Yeah. I do think I am hard work. People, I suspect people on that are watching me do not realise how hard work I am. Huntress might.
I do wish you'd just chill a bit, you know?
What? Fuck off.
Just
Okay,
a little.
fair on. Yeah, I get very grumpy in Apex or stuff. Sometimes I'm fine. I am bipolar, so
Yeah.
I blame it on that. But it is something probably within my control. I think it's hard to be annoyed at me for long periods of time because I'm very self-aware that I'm dumb. I'm sorry. I'm grumpy. I don't want to be. Will we be able to dock? Will we be able to dock to all docking-capable ships, or just those that have no landing pads available? All docking-capable ships should be able to ship-to-ship dock in the future, as long as they allow you to. That's my expectation. Have you made a... And we talked about that earlier. Sell ships and components when? Don't know. Obviously quite important, but don't know. They have not said. From Ashwin...
Sorry.
Zin, look into a good office chair, gamer's chair. Gamer chairs are notoriously cheap and not comfortable. Yeah. We are looking into proper office chairs. I mean, that's why they're so expensive. The Home & Miller ones and the ones you look at are specifically office chairs.
Yeah, to be fair, the problem is, like I said, it's because I'm literally sitting on my chair almost all the time now. It was not a problem before when I worked elsewhere.
You've done this
and
to
then
her.
I would...
Not me. No. Not you. Logitech C920 camera. You.
Are you alright?
I've gone mad. Just don't worry
Okay.
about me.
But yeah, but so having it, like, the gaming chairs aren't terrible. I mean, they're pretty bad, but they're fine for short-term use. If you're only going to be sitting in front of your computer for a couple of hours, it's not a problem. But I'm sitting on it most of the day.
Well, maybe you should have like a gym next to you as well. So behind my green screen, I've got a treadmill, and often before we play games, I will say to Sin, "I'm just going for a run first."
Yeah. You're like, just sort out that video. I'm going to go for a run.
I need to. I have to. Otherwise, I'm going to get heart disease, and I'm going to get problems as I get older.
Yeah, well, my plan is we're going to clean out the dining room and hopefully put a couple of bits in there. And then if we ever need to if we're ever able to have people round, then it will get stored in the garage in the short term.
In the UK, for people that don't know, we're looking forward to restrictions starting to ease off in the coming weeks now. Is it the end of June or something where we're able to actually like see each other?
That's what they're hoping for. It'll be, so what they said is no earlier than.
Okay.
So it could be later, but it might. I don't know. You never know with this government.
Yeah, it's true. But we're really looking forward to that. We're going to start booking holidays and potentially appreciating life for like a year. Going, oh my god, this is great. Oh, I've been allowed to see each other. Oh, yeah. And then just get back to the norm and just forget
get sick
about
of each other. And
yeah, absolutely sick of each other. How will ship naming system handle Asian names? I don't know. How ASCII are Asian names? It's ASCII characters.
Yeah, see, because if it exists in the base, I think it's like the basic ASCII tables, then it should be allowed.
Yeah. Don't you think the unique ship names? We talked about that. Talked about morphologists being beautiful and amazing, and we love morphologists. Oh, BoredGamer, why can't you be attractive and good at doing camera shots like morphologists? Sorry, that's my internal monologue. It's like that. Sin has a lovely voice. I could listen to her forever. Ever want to date an American? I'm free. I won't take you up on that. Jeff, I am single, but I'm not going to take you up on that offer. But he has said that you've got a lovely voice, Sin, so... Actually, maybe I will. Thanks, Jeff. Who knows? Maybe I'm just playing coy. How many trolleys? What? To be fair, what? What?
I was just going to say, to be fair, like I said, all those videos that I'm doing, I don't usually talk like that. Like, I sent one of them to my mum. I was like, look, this is what I'm doing. Like, have a listen. And she's like, oh, you're very well spoken, aren't you?
Yeah, so it tricks
That's my
people into
mum.
thinking you're a better person than you are doing videos.
Yeah.
I don't think people know I'm a monster. How many trolleys does the Javelin hold? We don't know. We'll work out trolley conversions on the ships at some point.
And are we stacking them conservatively as well? Like,
Or labelly. So politics joke, guys. Politics. Bam. You're here for the puns. Do you expect a significantly larger ship will ever be able to safely quantum travel with smaller ships docked to it? Yes. It's one of the things they're working on for this year, for release this year. Or are you talking about dock to it docking collar? So ship to ship docking next to each other ships, quantuming together. For that, I don't know. But I suspect they'll be able to quantum together, sharing a quantum bubble. Isn't a tick rate of 30 a bit too low for a shooter? I don't know. That's a realistic tick rate for them to go for, and what they've said they're going for. That's what you asked. And I think at the moment it's unrealistic for Star Citizen to get 30 ticks reliably. Once they hit 30 ticks reliably and constantly, great. Maybe they can look at upping that, but... Gosh, your smartboard. What? No. You are deeply mistaken.
they don't know. They don't know.
They think I'm people. With the Andromeda getting a slight model change with the new docking patch, we don't know that for sure. They talked about getting the struts changed, and we have seen the latest updates for the Constellation Taurus, which looks pretty cool. At least that's as far as I'm aware. Damage states being reworked. Does this mean the colony won't explode from one hit? Yes, so expect all ships to get a little bit of a tweak before physicalized components for balance, and then after physicalized components, all ships will be much less artificial health pool based. I wonder if there's been any updates on the Kraken. Nope, no new Kraken updates, unfortunately. Do you think the Merlin docking will be available to those who have the Constellation as a loaner? Yes. It's an attachment for the ship. And you'll be able to dock... You're technically able to dock with any P-52 to any Constellation, as long as the owner accepts. Will ships be able to lose gravity? Yes. The large ones have gravity generators that you can disable or destroy. That was the plan. Do you think the Argo Mole should have a small shuttle in it, like the Connie? No. I mean, you could argue that something like the Argo Mole should have a shuttle that could carry a rock on it, but no, I think it's fine as it is. Kurt Beardsley, considering budgeting 2 cheap game packages for NPC crew members, has there been any word on that? No, we don't 100% know. Well, we don't know what's happening with extra game packages on your account yet. They've previously said nothing. They've previously said you'll be able to use them as another character slot, so you can have multiple characters. They've said that maybe those characters might be able to be NPCs on your ship. We don't know for sure. We don't know for sure. Don't buy them assuming anything. Sorry, might have missed this one. Will the loading of ships be a physical thing? NPCs picking up containers. So they want to have, in the mid-term or short-term, times and fees associated with loading and unloading. And I suspect that you could do it potentially manually or help out, maybe. It's hard to know exactly what they've got planned for that. But they do want cargo to be physicalized fully. And you'd be able to potentially open some boxes and put items in boxes, and that to also be detected in the cargo grid for sell and that sort of stuff as well. But you will also be able to individually take cargo containers out of any cargo type to move around to another ship, so you can actually loot them, and there's reasons to board and pirate. Why did they go through all the effort to redo mining, and it's still not worth it? Mining's quite fun and good. I like mining with the Prospector. There's lots more stuff coming with mining, and obviously the economy rebalance is the most important thing. They'll tweak mining, and it will be fun, and the gameplay loop is solid. Okay, the gameplay loop for mining is solid, and the addition of refining is good. the balance for that and the bugs behind it are not. And they can solve those. So hopefully they'll be solved for 3.13.
I enjoyed my mining, even though I couldn't sell anything in the end.
That's been solved largely, but sometimes there's still problems and bugs with it. There's also lots of problems with cargo hauling, not being able to buy and sell cargo. What do you think the chances of the Herc being released in the 3.13 are versus the 3.13.x patch? They've basically said it's supposed to be in the 3.13.x patch, so that's the assumption there. 3.13, we're expecting it to go to Eva Carty within the next week or two. Probably next week would be my expectation, but not sure. And then wider PTU middle of March would be my expectation. Live by around end of March. Say around because it's going to be dependent on a few things. Will you name your Saber board Saber? Maybe. I'm going to do polls for most of the names, I think. Sorry, I should have clarified. I have the Aquila as a loaner. Currently, the Merlin is docked. When the docking comes, will it be gone since I don't technically have it as loaner? Oh. Should it still appear on your ship list, I think? Because you don't technically have them. If it's your Merlin, if you've got a Merlin. Why don't you think ice hauling is in game? I think it will be in game. I think ice hauling, ice mining will be a thing. Makes sense. Because how else do we get water? I mean, there could be lots of recycling going on as well, but I'm going to go pee real quickly. One last time, and then we might sign off. We might carry on going. We'll see some more questions. I will BRB. Doesn't like really good. Don't get Kelly. Not normally allow her in my room, you see. Woo! That's my Herman Miller chair that she's shredding. You're on the bed. Oh, it's my cat Lily. She's not normally allowed in my room, but just recently she's been coming in here, and she's getting quite old as a cat. So I was like, okay. She just waits for me outside my room, so I will allow her to come in. What else have we got? While naming your Carrack, can you name its parasite ship as well? So, no, not yet, because its parasite ship doesn't have the naming ability, but in the future, as long as it's listed separately on your account, then yes. Are they going to implement any other non-lethal takedowns so I can use my Cuddy Blue? There's going to be non-lethal weapons and non-lethal ammo, and yeah. Why do a lot of players have Anvil Arrows? Anvil Arrows is a great ship. I love it. It's one of my favourite fighters. I do, and I have the ship I bought with real money. What? Free Anvil Arrows. They might be getting it as a loaner ship. Roads between homesteads. Dynamic created by Use and Quanta System. So, no, I suspect that it's part of the procedural planetary generation stuff. They can go, we want a road that goes from here to here, and they go, boop, generate. And they'll keep on generating roads until it goes, we want that one. And then they can go in and deal with it. That's my expectation for how they'll handle that. Do you think pets should be unlimited in size, like in No Man's Sky? No. It's Star Citizen. It's not No Man's Sky. CIG has gone and made so much money, don't expect them to go out of business for decades. They haven't made that much money. I mean, they're using their money to build the game. I mean, they made a lot of money, but still, it's not 430 million or something. It's a lot of money, but they are spending it. And they're spending it on building out the game. If they stopped making money tomorrow, they'd rein back their teams and probably try and release the product slightly earlier. But they want this sort of like beautifully crafted, no compromise experience. Hopefully, it's going to be a genuinely great game, and some other games will try and produce new IPs or games that aren't trash or recycled. We'll have to wait and see. Some games might be viable to do like this. When do you think there will be more stability for transporting small vehicles and ships? It's planned as a feature in the game currently to have better stability for lifts coming down, touching the floor, ships being in vehicles, all that sort of stuff, and better physics grid stuff, better ground gameplay for vehicles. So later this year, you should have a lot of that. Don't you think that Prospectors, being an industrial ship, should be more durable? Yeah, and it will be eventually. Ships aren't properly balanced yet. Without physicalized components, we don't have proper ship balance. And yes, they should be a bit more resistant to asteroids and mining rocks exploding. Is moving the Tonk exclusive to the Herc? I think it... Can you get a Hercules and a Starfarer? Not properly. It might be at the moment. It might be in 3.13, but in the future, more ships will be able to do it. Just how effectively. Right. When you get tired of all of us and leave? Asmodeus, I think we're going to sign off now. Fuck you! Right. Well, maybe not this second. As far as the NDA goes, are you allowed to tell us when Evocardia started? Yes. I will tell you when Evocardia started, probably. Normally you're allowed to say that, so... Do you think they will bring in Crusader ships similar size to the Pisces? Maybe. It sort of makes sense. I'm worried that we might not get the Mercury Star Runner in ship shops until 3.14 when they have Orison in. I was hoping we'd get it in 3.13, but... is it getting time to do a wipe? If CIG need to do a wipe, they do a wipe. I don't think it necessarily needs it anytime soon or anything. Zin, the show is all yours now. Promotion. Zin I don't think would want to operate solo answering questions. I've left her unfairly before. It's going, Zin, to take control, I'm going for a pee. She go, I don't know what to do.
Thanks, mate.
So it's a little mean of me, but you know. When are we going to get multi-cruise ship gameplay features introduced? Well, we have some already. I mean, turrets work fine, and you can do some other bits and bobs multi-crew-wise. They are working on damage control. They are working on fires. They are working on engineering stuff. They are working on physicalized components, which will allow for repair. They are working on a variety of permissions features so that you can go, this guy's allowed to go here, here, and here, and use these stations. It's all being worked on at the moment, and we'll get a little bit more of it this year. It's a while out before we have lots and lots and lots and lots of multi-crew gameplay, though. Right. I think we're going to go and host someone else now. Thank you so much for joining me and Zin today.
Well,
Or
it was
me.
mostly you.
It was mostly me. Zin, Bum and Back will thank you all. I'll get her to tweet and Discord and potentially even as part of a video. So thank you. Thank you so much for the donations towards her chair. Please feel free to donate any more. Or say, oh my God, guys, there's a really, really important donation course that you need to get into. It's to give a chair to a gamer and editor. And they might, oh shit, no, we need to rally behind this. This very first world donation problem. It will save me money. And if that's not a cause to donate kindly, I don't know what is. But more seriously, thank you so much. Very generous souls, very much appreciated. Who are we going to host though? Zin will be doing more events in the future. Potentially, we'll wait until 3.13's gone live, or is in the PU. Might do something in the PU. Yeah, we'll do something in the PU probably. It makes a good. That's probably a good shout. I'm gonna throw over to Moist Noodle because I love the boy. He's a good chap. Give him some love. He'll be doing something interesting. He's doing a subathon PvP event. He likes to do that sort of stuff. But yeah, thank you so much for joining us today. Say goodbye, Zin.
Goodbye, Zin.
Oh, you see, she's a tricksy one.